What's up everybody, it's Mills. I'm back with another video, and in this one I'm giving you guys my guide to the perfect 808. Let's go. So in this one I'm going to be going over two different things with the 808s. It's going to be tuning and then the different effects that I put on my 808. And everybody does this stuff differently, man. This is just how I do it. So I'm going to show you what I do. Alright, so I put together a little drum loop just so we have something to work with and, you know, kind of hear the 808 play along with. So I'm going to let you hear it real quick. Nothing special, just something for us to listen to. So I got this 808 here, and there are two different ways that you could go about tuning your 808. So the first way is to come in here, right click the sample, hit edit in audio editor. Then you can come up here to this little flag, click that, and hit detect pitch regions. So that's going to tell you the note that your 808 is playing in, and in this case it's F sharp. So I'm going to exit that out, come over here, and on the piano down here I'm going to find the F sharp key, and I'm going to right click it. Alright, so what that did is now when I play on the keyboard and I play the C note, the 808 will actually play the C note rather than playing an F sharp note. So I'll keep that right there, and now your 808 is in tune. Alright, so what I do after this every single time on every 808 that I ever use is I come over here and I turn this attack down, bring the hold all the way up, the decay, the sustain, and the release. All of those, turn them all down. Now what this is going to do is make it so when I play the note, it only plays for as long as I hold the note down, like so. See what I'm saying? Now without it, you get like overlap. You see what I'm getting at? So every single time, I always do this. So let's go ahead and throw some 808s in here real quick. So I'm going to work with the C minor scale, and I just threw the scale down over here. Alright, so we got the 808. Now what I'm going to do, because even though I set the root note, it doesn't necessarily mean that the sample itself is tuned properly. So what I'll do is throw the 808 into the mixer, come over here, and I've got this plugin called G-Tune Guitar Tuner. I'm pretty positive it was free, so if you don't have it, you should definitely have it, unless you have something else that does the same thing. So what I'm going to do is play the C note on the keyboard. You'll see when I play it that it's probably not tuned to exactly C. Yeah, see, so it's slightly too high in pitch. So I'm going to come over here, select the 808, and I'm going to play it and start to mess with the pitch right here to tune it up to C exactly, or as close as we can get it to C. So right there sounds fine. Alright, so that's the first way. This is the way that I used to do it all the time until I found about this other way, and I'm about to show you right now. Alright, so this other way is you come over here to the mixer effects and you add this new tone right here. So what you're going to do is get your sample right here, 808 sample. You're going to click, drag and drop. Just like that. Drag it anywhere inside this window, and it's going to set it down right here at the note, just like we did last time. Over here, it was at F sharp, and that's exactly where it set it down, is at F sharp. So now you can see all of these curves in the line. Those are where the pitch kind of shifts. All right, so now what we're going to do is come up here to these knobs right here, and the center, we're going to bring that all the way up. And that's just going to center it directly in the middle of that F sharp note. And then variation, we're going to bring that all the way down. And you can see right down here that it starts to flatten out that curve. and that's perfect. All right, so now we're going to click and hold right here, drag it, and drop it on here. Now it's still tuned to F sharp, so we're still going to come over here, right click F sharp. And I'm going to do the same thing with these as I did the last time. So I'm going to put this one down into the mixer right now. And I'm going to put the same tuning plugin that I have on it right there. And I'm going to hit C and see what happens. Alright, so this one now, after using the new tone plugin, it's tuned almost precisely on key. So those are the two ways that I go about tuning my 808s. So now I'm going to show you the effects that I would use for my 808s. So first off, I'm going to start off with an EQ. And this is mainly to analyze, where the 808 is hitting primarily. And then maybe I can, do a little bit of subtractive EQ, take off some frequencies that aren't really necessary. So we'll see. Let's look. All right, so you can already see back over here, there's just a lot going on over here. And really, it's not that necessary unless you got like some really good sub-bass speakers or something like that. Nobody's really going to hear that. It's just going to make the mix a little more muddy. So we're going to just take that out as much as we can without really altering the sound of the 808. It's pretty much like sculpting. We took that lower part out and it still sounds good. You can't really hear the difference. It just really cleaned up the low end. So now I'm going to go through the 808 and kind of listen for frequencies that I like best, and I'm going to enhance them a little bit, not too much. And I did hear a frequency in there that I didn't like that much, so I'm going to try to subtract a little bit away from that frequency range. And then I'm going to see what it sounds like taking out some of the high end. I'm not guaranteed to keep it, but it's always good to experiment. You never know what sounds good unless you try it. All right, so that sounds pretty good. And also bringing that down kind of cleared up the higher end of the spectrum for like your vocals and your hi-hats and snares and that kind of stuff. All right, so after my EQ is the Fruity Wave Shaper. And this kind of just enhances it in different frequency ranges. So the key to using this is just kind of playing with it until you find that prime spot. Alright, so after doing all of that, I'm going to throw on another EQ just so I can see if it's made any drastic changes to it that I don't want. And see, there's a lot of that low end back over here again. So I'm going to do the same thing and just sculpt it off. Yeah, much better. All right, so the last thing that I do is bring a limiter on, and I use the Fruity limiter. All right, so I'm going to bring the ceiling down a little bit just so that every one of these notes are hitting the ceiling. That way there's nothing that's being too quiet and nothing that's like peaking too high. So I'm going to just kind of level out these sounds real quick. I'm going to deselect all of these effects and show you kind of like a before and after. And this is after. So it sounds a lot more focused on the low end now. But alright, so that's my guide to a nice 808, okay? Now, people do these things 100 different ways. So if you do it differently, I'm always down to hear of some new tips. You guys let me know what you thought, and let me know in the comments what I should do for my next video. I've got ideas, but I also want to hear your guys' ideas. And to any artist watching this right now, if you're a rapper, singer, whatever, I have a sale on custom beats right now. $30. It's all yours. Just hit me up in the email below, and be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.